Hi, in this video we're going to talk about how to do a free criminal background check in the state of Oregon. And to get started, visit OregonPublicRecords.org. I'll have a link in the description. You can click on that or just type this into your browser. And to get started, you'll actually notice quite a few public databases available in the state of Oregon. You can utilize those for background checking, but in this video we're going to focus on criminal and arrest information, and specifically how you can use official databases within the state of Oregon to research this information for free. So let's get started. Hover over other records and let's select inmate search. And so the way a criminal record begins is through an arrest. So let's say the police department or the sheriff's department ends up arresting somebody. They will get taken to a county jail, and they're going to go through a booking process. Their picture will get taken, fingerprints, they'll be identified, and then they're going to be officially charged with a crime. Now, it doesn't mean that they're guilty because they still have to go see a judge, but nonetheless, a record is created. So there's already documentation out there officially charging this individual, and this information can be researched. And for example, at the county level, you're able to look at booking information. For instance, you can research by name or just randomly select an individual. You get a mugshot, some personal information, and then of course you have your charges. And it's kind of different from county to county. Some of them will give you a mugshot, some of them will just give you basic information like charges, things like that. So it will depend on the sheriff's department, how they manage the roster. So that's one option you have available to you right from the start. So as soon as an arrest happens, you can research those records for free. The next step would be they're either going to be released, they'll post bail, or sometimes they'll be kept in jail until they see a judge. But everybody has to see a judge. And so that's where majority of the criminal information is going to be captured in detail. And so let's take a look at the court system here. And so you have multiple courts doing multiple jobs, anything from the Supreme Court to the tax court. And so if you're looking for criminal records in particular, you want felonies, low level crimes. So circuit court, justice court. You have low level crimes, traffic, things like that. And then of course municipal. You're not necessarily you don't necessarily have a separate database that you're researching for each one of these. Oregon offers pretty much two options, a free one and a paid one. And then another thing, but you should recognize the different courts and what they do. Supreme Court and Court of Appeals, typically you don't need to research these databases. Whenever something doesn't get decided at the lower court level, it gets pushed up here, but that's very rarely. Generally speaking, most of the cases are going to be solved in the lower courts. So let me show you how one of these databases would work. So this is the free database, and you can do an advanced search if you click the advanced filter options. And as you can see, you can do all locations, or you can maybe search a specific county. You can even research warrants, cases, judgments. I'm just going to leave all of those. Party name, business name. So if you want to look up maybe a particular business, then you can select. If you want to look at all case types, anything from civil, family to probate, or just criminal. So I just have criminal selected. And so you kind of want to play, if you are searching for criminal information, you definitely want to cut back on the amount of cases you're looking at. So be sure to go through the filter options. And then the more information you can put in the name. For instance, I gave it a very general name here, but if you have a middle initial, you might want to use that too to really cut back. And this database it takes a little bit to load, so I already actually prepared a quick search here, and looks like it came back with 129 cases. And as you can see, so for instance, I did John Smith, And the way you would identify a John Smith is through, if you know the birth year. So there's quite a few John Smiths out there. So if you know the birth year, that would be helpful. If you don't, you might want to figure that part out, because there's quite a few. Sometimes if the name is very general, there's going to be quite a few things. And then what you'll see under the name are all the cases they had. So this individual had something, looks like 94, 95, 96, 2002, 2015, 2016. So there's quite a few things, and it looks like in both Clackamas and Washington County. So once you find the individual, maybe you want to look at a specific case. I pulled up a case here. As you can see, now this is a pretty old one, file date 1981. I'm not sure how I picked something this old, but just to show you how powerful researching court records are, a typical background check will maybe go back 7 years, 10 years maximum. The fact that you can research this far back is pretty incredible. So I'm going to go down here. Okay, so you have the parties to the case. You have your charges. You have your disposition events, hearings. So it's quite a detailed record, and I can even try to maybe pull something more recent up here. And no, that did not work. Well, in any case, as you can see, you just got to figure out who the individual is. You can kind of match them up by birth year, and then you can see all the cases they have, and just start doing your research from there. Again, as you saw, I did not have to create an account. I didn't have to use a credit card or anything like that. This database is completely free to search. So now let's come back to the inmate search page. And another thing to consider is, after court, you have a guilty or no guilty verdict. If they are found guilty, sometimes they'll pay a fine, sometimes they will have to do time. If it's under 12 months, typically they're going to stay at the local jail. If it's a more severe case, they're going to be spending over a year. And if they get a sentence of over a year, typically for more severe things, that will put them into the prison system, and those facilities are managed by the Oregon Department of Corrections. And so they have a database as well, and you can come in, and again, I'm just going to try a general name here, and you can come in and research this information. You get a mugshot, you get identifying information here, and then you have the different charges that they had throughout the years. So for instance, all the way back to 1986 to 1992, it looks like maybe this individual had some court cases that he had while he was already in prison. So these records are quite detailed here. Same thing with this individual. So anyways, again, this database is free to use. It's statewide. And one more database when it comes to criminal background checking you want to look into is the sex offender registry. And you are able to, if I can get through this CAPTCHA here, and you are able to search by location, or you can search by name. So you could either type in maybe a specific address, see like what's within a mile radius, or if you have a name that you want to look up, you just type that in. And so all of these databases, from arrest information to court records to prison inmate search to sex offender registry, I was able to research in front of you in this video absolutely free. So those are the options you have for criminal background checks if you are trying to find free ways to research this information. Now, one thing I want to add is there is a name search box on top, and this could be a great addition to your research. It's not a free tool, however, but what it does is it pulls public records, court records, real estate information, criminal records, arrest information, financial records, things like bankruptcies. They have private records as well, like cell phone information, previous addresses, things like that. But it doesn't just pull records from Oregon, it pulls records from multiple states. So kind of giving you like a nationwide look into someone's criminal historic past and other databases you might not be considering. So it's an instantaneous search. It pulls all the information into a single search system, so you'll quickly figure out if it's something you want to proceed with or not. And what's great about the whole previous addresses and the multi-state check is, let's say somebody has a criminal past in, like, I don't know, Kentucky or Utah, and they end up moving to Oregon. If you're just doing like county level research or state research in the state of Oregon, you're not necessarily going to see like what happened in Kentucky or Utah. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to expand your search and cover more bases, and not necessarily spend too much time going from database to database. It's a single search system. So give it a try, see what you think. And with that said, visit OregonPublicRecords.org and get started on your free criminal background check in the state of Oregon. Thank you.